Don't say the S word. Not that S word.
Oh crap. Look at that storm. I was totally unaware of that. Yeah, I almost hit myself in the head. And then I pan over here and see the apartments. Oh crap, I'm going to hit them.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
This is a police matter.
And if you have any sensitive information, what? Oh boy, I did a really stupid thing. And I'm a newbie when it comes to flying drones, which is a terrible combination. Can you guess what I did? Let me give you a hint. So this video is all about what exactly happened to my DJI drone and my theory as to why I couldn't recover it. And also I'll be touching on what my experience was like in 2026 with the DJI Care Refresh program, which is a warranty service that you can purchase when you pick yourself up a DJI drone. And like the thumbnail says, don't say the S word like I did. Not that S word, but initially it was starting to look like I was going to pay 1/3 of the price of the drone, but I got it without having to pay a single penny. So if you want to skip to the next part as to how I lost my drone, rest in peace, then you can skip ahead to this part of the video where I talk about my first and probably not my last experience with the DJI Care Refresh program. All right, chop chop, let's get to it.
All right, guys, so you can already tell here by the front of my parka that the wind is really starting to pick up, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, let's go. So my girlfriend heard that we may be getting snow in the forecast, so that doesn't happen very often in my city of Incheon, South Korea, so I reluctantly decided to go up. And when I get up here, I realize, like, hey, it's not too bad. We got some sun shining through the clouds there. That looks pretty cool. And yeah, already I get my first high wind velocity message, but of course I ignore that, which I shouldn't have. Here I'm just panning around and realize that, oh, my drone is already drifting. The winds are stronger than I thought. So I'm going back here, seeing what kind of top speed I can get with my tailwind. And then I realize that, oh, the wind is stronger than I thought. So then I decide to dip down between the apartment buildings here to try and avoid some of this strong headwind. And yeah, I'm just navigating between the apartments here. So I go from sport mode to normal mode. And I'm just cruising along here just to avoid the high winds. And then, yeah, this isn't continuous, guys. I'm cutting it up here. But here I am going over the frozen pond. This is one of my favorite things to do, actually, with my drone, is to go over frozen water like this. This feels really cool, just gliding along it, just skimming along the top of it. So I go up through here, and you can see I'm already starting to get some flurries. And then right around here, I believe, something happens. Yeah, right here, I got a big gust of wind and shook my drone. And like, oh, that was interesting. But yeah, everything's still okay. I'm still getting high wind velocity messages. But yeah, I'm really kind of just captivated at this point by the way the sun is shining through the clouds. Up ahead, that is Songdo, Incheon, South Korea. One of my favorite places to hit. So I was just kind of captivated on this, and then I got the idea in my head, well, why don't I go up to the max altitude, which is 120 meters here in South Korea. So right now I'm just focused on going up, which I should not have been doing. And then when I pan over here, I realized, oh crap, look at that storm. I was totally unaware of that. So I realized, like, oh, we have a serious storm coming. But I thought it was pretty cool. And I realized that I've got to get back down ASAP because my battery is getting dead. And I would focus at this point on just swapping the batteries because I want to get up as soon as possible to get the storm. I didn't realize the danger that I was in right now. And here I am just trying to descend as fast as possible because I want to swap out my battery of my little Neo 2. And at this point, you can really start to see the winds picking up, the way the snow is coming in, it's getting heavier, and the way the snow is blowing on the ground there. In the next few seconds here, you can really see it here. Yeah, I almost hit myself in the head. That would have been brilliant. But you can see on the ground here just how the snow is blowing and the winds are really picking up. Again, the video doesn't do it justice. Now, I should have just stayed on the ground here, not swapped out my battery, but no, I didn't. I went up for the second time.
And it was at this point when I was showing my girlfriend the video and how I went up the second time, she said this: "You idiot! What were you thinking?" Yeah.
So I had already gotten some great footage. I should have stopped here, but nope, of course. I went back up, and you can already see the snow is really starting to come down here. And yeah, I should have just stayed down, but I didn't. So here I am going back up. You can already see there's snow starting to gather on the frozen pond, and the sun has totally gone behind the clouds. I still did not realize the danger that I was in. And yeah, it's getting pretty windy, pretty stormy. And there's my first high velocity wind warning from the second flight. I had the brilliant idea like, oh, let's go up to max altitude of 120 meters again. Have no clue what I was thinking. I guess I just didn't realize the danger that I was in. I didn't realize how strong the winds actually were because I'm focused right now on getting back up to 120 meters. But what I didn't realize is that I am drifting. You can see that I am drifting. I'm getting further and further away from my launch point, my home point. And here I'm starting to pan around here, taking a look at the clouds and thinking, wow, this is pretty cool. And it's right around here that I realize, like, oh, what are those apartments doing there? And then I start to realize, oh, I'm going to hit those apartments. I'm drifting like out of control now, and there's nothing I can do about it. And so here I am trying to get back, but the winds are just too strong. There's the church right there. And then I pan over here and see the apartments. Oh, crap, I'm going to hit them.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
All right, so I'm drifting crazy here now. High wind velocity messages, and of course low battery messages. There's my H point over there. I'm drifting, and of course as I'm getting around buildings, I'm starting to get interference, which means I do an automatic return to home, which I did not want because I felt uneasy about exactly where my drone was going. And at this point I'm in full panic mode and I lose signal. All right, so because I canceled out of return to home, I start recording again, and here I am now. Not that high off the ground, which is good. You can see my H on the other side of the building, and there's a four-way lane street between us there. I go up to the menu, make sure I'm recording, which I am, and I start to go ahead. Everything seems well, but then I get more headwinds, and I'm like, okay, maybe if I go behind this building, that'll block the wind some. Not realizing that that's another structure that'll interfere with my signal. And then I get a big gust of wind here. Drone recovers luckily. And what I should have done right in the next few seconds, right around now, is I should have just landed my drone right on the ground. But I thought I would be able to get it home. But here I am, my drone just drifts into the apartment building. And the next bit is kind of a blur because it was complete chaos. The winds even picked up around 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour, and it's snowing harder. The chain came off my bike, and I use the Find My Drone app, and here I am roughly, and there is my drone 1.4 kilometers away from where I am, roughly a mile. I'm like, how is that even possible? So here's my theory. My drone crashed by the entrance to a parking lot. Someone picked up my drone, and that was the last known location of my drone. Either they popped out the battery or my drone battery just finally died. But yeah.
All right, just got back from the DJI store and wanted to spit this out while still fresh in my noggin before I forget. So yeah, I had a great experience at the DJI store. Went there yesterday, was there for maybe at least an hour. Then they said, actually, we need your goggles because it's not synced up. So I was like, all right, I'll come back tomorrow with my goggles. So that's what I did. Went there today with my goggles. And same guy was working there. Super friendly and very helpful. He could speak some English and then used the AI, of course. And this is basically what happened. So they could see that when I lost connection with my drone, it was, when I used the Find My Drone function, it said it was 1.4, which is roughly around a mile away for you Americans. So they're like, hey, how did it get that far? And it's just not even possible in Korea because you don't realize how many apartments, like everything is skyscrapers over here. So there's just no way the drone got there by itself. So as soon as the S word is used,
no, not that S word, stolen, or they expect that it was stolen and it's a theft issue, they're like, oh, this is not a DJI issue, this is a police matter. I'm like, well, they're not going to do anything for me. So my case is that, like, no, it's not a theft issue. I was not able to find my drone because of a connection issue. So it's a DJI issue, not a police matter. It's not like I just left my drone on a park bench and walked away, you know? So yeah, so basically we submitted the form, got that all done, thanks to him. Fingers crossed, we were both doing this when I left the store. Like, let's see what happens. Anyway, let's see.
All right, so closing remarks with my whole process here. A very positive experience with DJI and their Care Refresh program. That evening, everything was finalized over the phone. It was in Korean, but I have a friend, Sandy. You did me a solid. 사랑해. Because she's a professional interpreter and she did this, interpreted this all real time with me. And they're asking me questions and everything. And the final question that was asked was a very pointed, very specific question, and it went like this. So do you feel like you lost your drone because it was your fault or the drone's fault? And I was very careful with my wording, and I answered like this. Well, because I lost connection with my drone, I was unable to find my drone. So I feel like it was a drone's fault. And within 48 hours, I had myself a new drone. And the DJI spokesperson asked if I have any more questions. Like, well, yeah, I do. So I get 2 free replacement drones each year because I do have the 2-year program. I was like, will this count towards it? And he's like, well, no, this is a flyaway situation, so this will not count towards it, which is golden because I still have 2 free drone replacements for this year and then 2 more next year. So that's cool. And then my other question was, well, what if someone actually did find my drone, which I think they did? Are they going to be able to fly it? Are they going to be able to access files that I have on the internal hard drive? And they're like, no, no, no. Right now it's totally locked, it's totally bricked, unable to gain access to the drone. And he said, even if they were to, through some nefarious means or, I don't know, the dark web, he said it's not going to be easy for them. So that was good to know. Yeah, so 2 things I can take away from this. First thing I'd have to say is when you find yourself in a hairy situation, thought that that's not funny. First thing I should have done in hindsight is to just land my drone. Just land it where I am. That way I could have quickly gone to it because I was only like roughly 200 meters away. And I could have biked to the location and got it quickly. But the conditions were just that insane. It doesn't do it justice on video, but it was insane.
Goodbye, drone. I don't think I'll find you.
And the second thing is the Neo does have internal storage. So by chance, if you do lose your drone, I think you would be the wiser just to keep any videos or pictures off the drone in case you do lose it like me. Because if you do lose your drone, there could be a few hours, a couple days until DJI bricks it and it's locked. But during that time, you know, people can still use it. People can still plug in and access any content that you have on there. And if you have any sensitive information, you may not want that. What? I have no idea what that is. And just in case I find myself in one of these predicaments again, when I was home in Canada last summer, I picked myself up an AirTag. So I'm thinking about, just in case I do lose my drone again and the battery goes dead and then I can't track it down, I may zip tie an AirTag to the bottom of my drone. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that look ridiculous? Just take a couple zip ties. Zip tying it because it wouldn't be that easy to remove right away. It would give me time to get to my drone. I was thinking about putting a piece of Velcro or something to it, but someone could just easily peel it off and throw it away. But if it's zip tied, they got to get something sharp and cut it off. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it, but maybe it's too much. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Do it. Any of you guys with drones put air tags on them? I mean, I do have the DJI refresh program. So anyway, that's something that I'm thinking about doing. What do you guys think? Anyway, if you guys are still watching this video, you can think about giving this video a thumbs up and maybe a sub to my channel. I would super duper mega 3000 appreciate it. Have a good one. I don't know who the heck took a picture of me in those pantyhose. That was a long time ago.